Hello and welcome to a bit of a random video. So in this video I'm going to be cleaning the tanks and just generally walking about and talking about things. And so we'll start off with this tank with the Nexus 210 on it, 220 sorry. Great little filter, but one of the things actually I'm interested in knowing people's opinions on is I really hate that this apple tree is dropping a load of blossom in this tank. I'm going to get a thinner mesh over the top of it. I've just been sucking out all the bits that end up floating on top of the tank with the vac then. The vac does a good job of keeping them out, but usually ends up like this tank's got. But yeah, I've been keeping them out by just generally letting fresh water go in and letting them all overflow out there into this tank. But I just hate them. Something really bothers me about them being in the tank. The fish don't seem bothered by it, they don't eat it. They occasionally get a little bit when they're going for food and then just spit it out. But yeah, these fish are all out of the main pond, and you've probably seen them in one of the other videos where I got them out and had a look at them, and they're just stuff that I wanted to just keep an eye on. They've done incredibly well in this tank. They seem to really enjoy being in it, rather than in main pond. The only one that's had a bit of trouble is that Chaggy there, who's done something silly and got a little bit of a bump on his nose. But it's just one of them things that happens. I guess they are big fish in a small tank, but seem to be really happy with it. Let's chuck them some food in, cheer them up. There weren't much in that, but there we go. There we go. Nice little guy. Yeah, they seem to really enjoy the time in this tank. I've kept it heated, so I've kept it at 15 degrees. That's another thing I wanted to talk about as well, is I got a cheaper heater for this one. So this is an eBay one. Not eBay. I got this one on Amazon. 75 quid. It's just a generic hot tub heater. As you can see, it's got the white inlet and outlet. Really good little heater. 2 kilowatts. I haven't modified this one. So usually I modify the cloverleaf ones and make it so that the thermostat doesn't work anymore, and just use one of these. Well, use one of those things to control it, but I've just wanted to see how it actually went on. So I just set it to 15 degrees, and the temperature gauge on here has been saying it's 15 degrees all the time, so it's actually worked really well. I'm quite pleased with that little heater. It's done great, especially for 75 quid rather than the expense of the other ones that I usually use. So yeah, so let's have a look at this filter and get on with cleaning it. Oh, this is the waste tank, by the way. So basically the overflow water from when I'm filling it up goes into here, or the waste on the filter goes into here. It could go onto the grass, but I'd like it to go into the filter, then I can pump it to wherever I want. At the minute it's just pumping to there and then running down there, down wherever it finds. But yeah, if it weren't raining all the time and constantly whatever, the grass would actually quite like it, but at the minute it's wet anyway. So before I start cleaning this next, I'll put this on. So the airline on this thing let me down when I moved it. Basically this T-junction broke on both ends. As you can see, it just fell to pieces. So what I ended up doing is using the original line, just putting a bigger piece on it to hold it together, then this piece on it, and then basically just pushing them in together. As you can see, that it just came apart quite nicely. And yeah, so basically I need to put that on there like so. So I'll get on with that. There we go, that was my first job. I'll just put that in there, and now I can actually use the valves. Oops, shouldn't have turned that one on. I'll regret that in a minute. Now I can use the valves. I should have turned that one off, it would clean in the chamber. Right, so let's get on with cleaning it quickly before I let all that muck go through. I'm just turning the bottom drain off. So underneath there's a slide valve. Quickly put that in there. And then the actual electrics for this pump are in this chamber here. So I don't generally like to go in there, so I use Alexa, turn Away's pump off. Yeah, so hopefully that turned it off, because every time I've opened that, water's somehow managed to get in there. It's been quite annoying, because I mean these things in here. So I put smart things in there too. So one for this waste pump that pumps into that, and one for the main pump, just so I can turn it off without electrocuting myself. So I think that were a bit of a good idea. So let's look at that. That's a nice touch. Better than the way I was doing it before. So let's let that boil for a bit. Look at muck coming out. I like watching that. It's quite therapeutic, just watching the muck come out of the system. Ew. But yeah, so I've been cleaning this nexus quite often. There's only 7 or 8 fish in there, and I've got to clean this nexus every 3 days, which is just ridiculous. I'm not even feeding them that much really. They're probably getting like half of that cupful every day of food. But I guess they are big fish, so it's just one of them things. But yeah, look at all that muck. So let's let it boil for a bit and I'll get back to you. So I'll let that boil for a second. One thing I like to do as well is get a bit of a stick, in this case a bit of inch pipe, and just mix it up, really get everything out of there. I actually quite like the 20 version, so the 220 or the 320 that uses micro K1 in the middle. I think the micro K1 slows the flow a little bit more than normal K1 would, so that's something to watch out for. But I do think it does a better job of cleaning fines, a lot better. So let's get on with opening this valve here, which will let out some muck out of this way, which this is the stuff that's in the bottom, so it usually gets pretty bad. Yeah, there we go. And then what I'll do is use the Alexa, turn waste pump on, if she hears me. Okay. There we go. And then I'll turn the pump on and pump all the muck out of there. So this is one of the things you could do if you haven't got a drain lower than the Nexus. I probably wouldn't use one of these pumps because the leaves and stuff that get in it block that up, but I can just stick the vac on it, it doesn't bother me. But if you get like a normal pump, you can just pump all the stuff out at the bottom, which is great. But yeah, it doesn't have to kick out some pretty revolting water. To say I've been doing it every 3 days. There we go. Got to the bottom of the stuff, so I'll just take that out. Could do with a bit more water in this outside bit. Yeah, I'll put them in down there actually. It's annoying. Changing that, but a lot of muck down there, which is a bit annoying, but there we go. It's one of them things. So what I'll do now is open the slide valve here, just to let some water through. There we go. The 4-inch drain's been doing a really good job on this tank actually. I'm really pleased actually I put the 4-inch drain on it. I don't regret that at all. Quite pleased with it. There we go. It's got some muck. Got some muck spinning around. Look at that. It's disgusting. You won't live long if you drink that. So we're off again. So we've got another, quite mucky again in there actually. Not as bad as last time. But there we go. Alexa, waste pump on. Okay. The battery powered thing for these Alexa dot things is great. There we go, pumping again. Just draining it all out. So this is the last time I'm going to do it. What I might do is if these things continue to be in there, the leaves, I might just vac them out. Because the pump just can't get them out. Because they float. Yeah. A lot of muck. There we go, we're empty, so I need to turn that one off, turn that one on, and then turn the bottom drain back on, open this up, like so, let the water flow in. Cracking. In fact, what I'll do is I'll open the waste, and then any really heavy muck that just wants to sort of settle and work its way out just can come out for the next minute or so. So if I take this out, let that flow around the system, that thing is a lot better than the old plastic flapper valve that they used to have in them. That thing was a nightmare. You could never get it to seal properly. Alexa, turn Oa's pump on.
Okay.
And then we should have water going back to the pond. Easy. So, yeah. Some happy customers again. So let's get on with... So this is basically all the muck that came out of this nexus with 3 days with 8 fish. Absolutely ridiculous. So, you know, it really brings back memories of when I had a nexus on my main pond. I was cleaning it every single day. It was a nightmare. But obviously this is a 220, the one I had on my main pond was a 310. But yeah, really good water for the grass. So this water will make the plants grow and the grass grow like crazy. That's one of the reasons why I keep it in this tank, really. I could just let it go down and drain, but it seems wasteful. So there we go. All I'm going to do now is fill it up, and that's not an interesting part of the video, so see you in a minute. So this pond in here has a drum filter on it. I won't be doing anything with that. There's no point. It's fine. Yeah, I'll probably clean them every 6 months, to be honest. Have a look at them. But yeah, these fish are really happy. Or happy enough anyway. But they haven't been fed today yet, actually, so that's the thing. So on the subject of the nexus, one of the things that quite interests me is one of them automatic cleaning systems on the actual nexus. I'd love to try that on that one, on that nexus that I've got, an auto cleaning system. This EasyPod has actually got an auto cleaning system on it. Unfortunately, I won't be showing this on video installing it, but I just thought it'd be worth an actual look at because it's a nice filter. So it's the green one. This is a green EasyPod. With a UV light in it and the automatic cleaning system. So this is basically an unboxing. So yeah, nice little lid. I actually run an EasyPod for a bit on one of my quarantine filters and it was really good. Obviously it didn't have the UV built into it or the cleaning system, but it was a nice little filter and I quite liked it, but you did have to keep on top of cleaning it. You literally had to clean it every day. Same as them pressure filters. You have to clean them every day or you'll have trouble with it. An EasyPod's the same, and that's why I think this automatic cleaning system that this EasyPod has will be a really good thing to have on it, to be honest. If you are thinking of an EasyPod, I do recommend that because cleaning every day can become quite a chore, especially if you want to go on holiday or out like that. At least you can know that it's cleaning itself. But yeah, nice little filter, nice colour. I actually like this colour, the green rather than the Nexus. So let's actually compare them. So that's the I don't know how well the camera shows the colours, but that's the grey Nexus 220 with the green EasyPod lid next to it. I actually quite like the green colour. It's just a little bit more subtle. The grey of the Nexus really stands out. You really know what it is. Whereas the green, it's an attempt at being a little bit more subtle. So that's how I fill it up, by the way. So just fill it up until it overflows out this pipe. Yeah, I quite like to see this running. One of the things that most interests me is that automatic valve down there, which I don't think the camera can see. I'd love to have a closer look at that, but I don't want to take it out of the box. As I said, it's not mine, so I don't want to mess about with it too much, but I thought it was worth a look at. So let's have a look at how to clean these fishes. So a lot of people don't like these filters that I've got on here, the Filter Clear. Well, this one's the 1500 or whatever you call it. So a lot of people don't like these filters. I actually think they're pretty good, but you just got to know how to sort of work them, and they are sort of high maintenance. You may notice that this one's new. Well, I did have two on them for a bit, and then this one failed me. So what actually happened with this one is the UV light has got a glass thing that comes out of here that fits down that hole there. And basically what happened is I tightened the glass thing up when it were a very hot day, and then when it went cold, it got even the plastic or whatever contracted and smashed the glass. So the little UV ballast thing got full of water, and I'm not sure if it works or not. So this one's, so it did come out of the heater straight into this one, and then down that pipe straight into the other one for a bit. But obviously when that smashed, I ended up just putting in this pipe here to bypass it. Anyway, never mind, we've just got one back on again. So the water's actually nice and clear now, and it's clear just because I'm really keeping on top of cleaning it. So that's just what you have to do with these filters. The problem with them is if you leave it, the filter gets all gunked up, and then when you actually clean it, it doesn't actually clean it. So it cleans it out, but then the filters are that heavy because they're still full of muck at the sink. So basically the filters will be at this level, and then there's all this bit here where the water can just go straight through the filter and it's not even doing anything. So which is a bit of a problem, which means you really need to keep on top of cleaning these things, or it can be problematic. So with this pond, I've been doing it every day or twice a day, just to make sure it's staying clear now, and it is working. Obviously, when I first did it, when I first realised that I needed to keep it clean like that, I was doing it about 4 times a day for about 2 days, and then it just ended up nice and clear like this. So now I'm just doing it every day or twice a day. So let's get on with cleaning it. So we'll start with this vortex. I really love this vortex. I've never actually just used a vortex before, but this thing's great. So basically I just take this pipe off here because the valve I've got on it actually drips a bit. I just pop it in the bucket and then open this little valve here, and then we just watch all the muck come out. There we go. Some really rather mucky water. So I did it. In fact, I probably did this one last night, so it's not quite as bad as normal. But yeah, these are just the heavier particles that have settled out, and can just water the plants with them quite nicely. Normally I'd probably just put that pipe straight on these plants, but for video's sake I've showed what actually comes out in it. So quite a bit of muck really. Worth doing that every day, just purging it, and then once a week with this thing I'll empty it out and spray it around with hose pipe and get all the stuff that sticks to the sides out. So let's go and do the other filter. So here we go. So I've just put this tub here so that it can just catch the water. And when I'm doing it every day, I only need to fill this tub up basically. Don't need tons of water out in it. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go one-handed, so I might try and put the camera down. And that's not sped up at all, that's how I normally clean it. So this bit where you slowly lower it down, that's to make sure the sponges go back into position, because if it loosely goes down the last bit, that means the sponges have sort of collapsed and then your filter's not working properly. And then basically just wait for it to run clear, turn it off and put the cap back on. Pretty straightforward. So there we go. Today might be still twice a day clean, so it might need another clean later on, because that was fairly mucky. But it just sort of gives you an idea what we cleaned out of that. So I last did that, probably not 24 hours ago, probably about 18 hours ago. And I'll probably do it in another, what time now? I'll probably do it tonight, so about 8 hours time. And then we'll be clean for the day. And that's the only way to, I mean there's a lot of fish in this tank, so probably more fish than this filter can handle. But basically if I just keep on top of water changes, keep on top of keeping the muck out as well as I can, we're good. So while I was doing that as well, the water running in from the hose pipe, so just to keep the water level up. So you can see on the tank where the green line is, that's where the water level wants to be. Then if I chuck this horribly green water on my grass like so, it'll grow like crazy. So when it's warm weather, which it isn't really at the minute, I'll end up literally cutting this grass every 2 days because I keep watering it with all pond water, and it's amazing how well it grows, and it looks fairly good. To say I cut it yesterday, it's still pretty long even though it's cold. Did I cut it yesterday? No, the day before. So there we go. Yeah, it grows well. So we're back cleaning this filter. I'll make it really quick and just show you that it's basically exactly just as mucky even a few hours later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go, that'll do. 12 pumps and some very green water. Basically just wait till it runs clear, or just before the tub overflows. Oh my god. Cap back on. You've got to put this cap on because it always sort of leaks at that speed. So if you just sort of run that to waste and don't have a valve on it, the water always sort of runs out at that speed, which is quite an heavy trickle, you know. If you were on water meters, that's, you know, if I were on water meters, if I wasn't on water meter, that's what trickle I'd have going in this pond. But I'm on water meters, so I ain't got any trickle on it. The heater system's doing really well, it's run great. So as you can see, that tank's at 14.1 degrees, and really pleased with it. Obviously this one's got the failed UV on it, which is a pain in the neck. There we go. And then finally we've got the really difficult task of cleaning the drum filter. So annoyingly there's 2 of them. So let's clean the main pond. And then let's clean the fry tank. Look at that. Both of them running together. Good pressure. And that one did have good pressure. And done. Thank God that's over with. Fry doing really well. So I have been planning on it for ages to make a video on these fry, to really look closely at them and show them in a position where you could individually see the fish and have a look at them, because there's some really nice fish in here. But the weather's just not allowing me to do it at the minute. But I'm pretty certain it's going to be very shortly, because the tanks are very much aligning up with temperature right now. This one's currently at 19 degrees. My other 2 tanks are at 15, so what I'm probably going to do is bring one of the tanks up to 19 and then reduce it down with the fry in it. So that may be next week's video if everything goes to plan. Main pond fish are very happy as usual. Let's give them a bit of food. Yeah. Greedy little fishies. There we go, good look at the fish. So, if you've enjoyed this video, if you liked it, then please like it. If you want to see more videos like this and fishing related videos, then please feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, then please put them down below, and I shall see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.